Hey, so nice of you to join me today. We're going to talk about some color grading. Color grading using LUTs. Yep, using LUTs. And really I just wanted to show you guys, first off, how to get them into Final Cut Pro 10.4 or higher, because I don't know when you guys are watching this, and where you can pick up some. So I've gone around searching for some free ones that you can use in Final Cut Pro, but they can also be used in other editors, as well as some of them can be used in even like photo editors. Most of these are going to be in the cube format. Link's going to be down at the bottom, of course. Let's get into the little tutorial, shall we? Final Cut Pro recently, 10.4, actually allowed us to install LUTs. So if you don't know what a LUT is, so it's a lookup table, and it's for color grading. Basically, it used to be that you needed a plugin to be able to get different kind of LUTs inside Final Cut. And the more plugins you have can be better, but it also makes it a little more tedious to try to figure out what they are, where they're being stored, and how to actually get that plugin installed in the first place. Final Cut made it a little bit easier with the 10.4 release. Let's bring up Final Cut here. If you go into the description, like I said, there is a bunch of actual links to some free LUTs, and as of posting of this video, these LUTs were all available, and of course they were all free and worked with Final Cut. Alright, so I'm going to open up Final Cut here, and I've got a project already opened up, and I've dragged the clip into it. Now this clip was just raw, it was shot straight from the camera. You know, I've got a little bit of lights in the back, nothing overly exciting, but let's see how we can make this a little better. So here's the clip right here that you can see right here, right? And I'm going to put it, there I am. Excellent. So if you come over to the side here, you'll see first off there's this transition bars, and then you'll come in onto the other one beside it, which is the effects browser. Now inside the effects browser there's something here called Custom Lut. That's where we're going, and we're simply going to drag that effect onto the clip that we want to be able to put that LUT into. So number one, you can put different LUTs on different clips, not an issue. You can do as many as you want. Number two, if you so choose, you can actually build your timeline with all your clips in it. Let's say you're cutting, like what I would do was you're cutting all the pieces together, and then after you're finished you would take all those and you would put them into a compound clip, and then we would put the plugin on the compound clip so that when we install this LUT it's going to affect everything in there. Number one, I've got that Custom Lut installed. Okay, so I'm going to close that because I don't need it. Up here now, right, and you'll actually see this is in the inspector that we have this now Custom Lut, and you'll see where it says LUT, it says none, because there isn't. This is just raw data coming out of the camera. Most cameras nowadays you're actually going to see that it's in this Rec 709, which is your standard, unless you're shooting with a higher end camera. It really wants to know what the footage is starting as, so it's starting as a 709, and that's usually default for those of us shooting with most of the cameras, unless you're shooting with something that has a higher color space. I'm now going to come in here. Now I've actually made a folder called LUTs. That's where I put all my LUTs inside, so I only have one folder to go to. Realize that Final Cut is referencing that LUT pack. Unlike footage, it's not installing it, so you always have to point to it. If I were to move that folder and move the LUT somewhere else, Final Cut would disconnect from it. It wouldn't know where it is anymore. So we're going to come in here, and you're actually going to see that we have these ones here that are recent ones that I've used. We've got, you know, here's the recents. You can clear those if you so choose, because it's maybe the list is getting really big. You have a Choose Custom LUT, which is where we're going to go, and we also have, if a LUT is loaded, to actually be able to reveal it in the Finder, because maybe you forget where it is and you'd like to be able to use it for another project. So I'm going to go to Choose Custom. So what happens is mine actually is in my documents under LUTs. Okay, so here's a whole bunch here. So you will see I have this one here, so cinematic. I haven't used this one, so I don't know exactly what it's going to do. I'm going to click on this cinematic, and you're always looking for LUTs that end with the .cube, so C-U-B-E. Okay, so we're going to open this one up. And if you look now at my footage, look at that. Look at that change. I'm going to come here and I'm going to take the check mark off. Look at that difference, right? So this is really, you can tell, this is has that orange teal kind of look, but I kind of like that look. Now the other thing you can look at is down here. You'll see the mix, and really the mix is kind of like an opacity change, and you're blending from what it was originally to what it is with the LUT. So you can kind of pull that back if it's a little too strong, right? So now I can kind of go through here and be like, oh, I like that orange color. That looks really nice. Okay, perfect. Now you can also see in this input, this is where your input footage. So again, normally we would be in the 709, but you can change the output. So you'll see this 2020, and 2020, as far as I know, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, is more like an HDR color space, which actually allows more colors to come in. But a lot of times what happens is, watch, you get, see how mine went even more orange and the blue went even bluer. If you like that, cool, do it up. If you don't like it, don't. It's, you know, I'm like, no, I'm good with the standard 709 color. And if you switch back, you can really see that change happening, right? And if this was all the way up, you really see it. So I'm okay with the 709. Now the other thing that's kind of cool, if you so chose, is if you look here under this mix, it is keyframeable, which means I could actually start the clip with no LUT and actually have that LUT slowly come in over time as I keyframe it from 0 to 1, which would be full. So very cool. I've got a whole bunch of LUTs, like I said, down at the bottom. Now they're not, these are links to the LUTs, so I wanted to make sure that the people that put them up there was getting the download from them. If you like them, awesome, let me know. If I can find some more, maybe I'll do another one of these videos and put together a whole bunch of links. It can be a little tiresome to actually go looking for these. A lot of links are dead, a lot of links don't work. A lot of times the versions change and the LUTs don't work. And like I said before, you had to actually have an actual plugin to be able to allow Final Cut to actually install custom LUTs. So not anymore, which is awesome. These LUTs also, like I said, should be able to work in programs like Final Cut, should be able to work in programs like Premiere for video editing, as well as some of these will work in a lot of photo editors like Lightroom, using programs like Luminar, allow custom LUT packs. These can be really useful in your workflow. So I'm gonna leave you with that because I've been rambling a lot. This is good information. You guys can color grade, and you'll see my footage actually from a couple back forward. We'll be using a whole bunch of different kind of LUTs. I'm really happy with these. I think they're really cool. I'm gonna leave you there. All right, guys, you know the drill. I think you know the drill. If this is the first time here, hey, welcome. Welcome. I'm so glad you came here. If it's not your first time here, thanks for coming back. This is hopefully a good one, help you guys with your videos and making sure that your videos just have that little step up, right? Make sure that they separate yourself a little bit from the group, not just a camera and it's shot. Give it that cinematic flair. Oh yeah, cinematic flair, I said it. All right, yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and we will talk to you again in a couple days. Let's say 3. It's always 3. Three's the number. All right, guys, later.